How did your first child behave after you'd had your second baby? My 4-year-old daughter Zoe started refusing to sleep in her own room after we brought home baby Ryan, but her reason made my heart stop. Every single night she'd drag her blanket, pillow, and stuffed elephant to our bedroom floor, claiming her room was too crowded now. At first I thought it was typical sibling jealousy. She was used to being the only child for 4 years. But when I tried to convince her to go back to her beautiful princess-themed bedroom, she'd shake her head frantically. "There's no space, Mommy. The boy takes up too much room and he gets scared when I'm not there." I assumed she'd created an imaginary friend to cope with a new baby until I found her having full conversations through her baby monitor at 2 a.m. "You have to be quieter," she whispered into the device. "Mommy doesn't know you're here yet, and you can't wake up baby Ryan. He's just little." I crept to her doorway and peered inside. The room was completely empty, but Zoe sat cross-legged on her bed, holding the monitor like a telephone, nodding seriously at whatever she was hearing. "I know you're sad about being sick before," she continued, "but you're not sick anymore, right? You just miss your mommy and daddy." My blood ran cold. I checked the monitor from our bedroom. No one was in her room. But Zoe kept having these conversations every night, always ending with, "I know you're lonely, but you can't wake up baby Ryan. He needs his sleep to grow big and strong." Then the weird things started happening. Ryan, who was only 3 months old, would suddenly burst into giggles and reach towards Zoe's empty doorway during the day. Our motion sensor lights would trigger in her room when absolutely no one was there. The temperature would drop noticeably whenever I entered alone, but felt normal when Zoe was present. And Zoe began asking increasingly bizarre questions that made my skin crawl. "Mommy, why do some kids not have bodies anymore?" "What do you mean, sweetie?" "The boy in my room, he's see-through like a jellyfish, and he says he used to live here before he got really sick and had to go to the hospital forever." "What does this boy look like?" "He has curly brown hair and he's missing his front teeth. He wears pajamas with rockets on them, but they're old-looking. He says his name is Noah, and he's 6, but he's been 6 for a really long time." I thought it was elaborate imagination until curiosity got the better of me. I spent hours researching our house's history online, digging through property records and local newspaper archives. What I found made me physically sick. In 1995, a 6-year-old boy named Noah Chen had died of leukemia in Zoe's exact bedroom. His parents had converted it into a makeshift hospital room during his final months, complete with a hospital bed and medical equipment. The article showed his school photo curly brown hair, missing front teeth, wearing rocket ship pajamas. It was exactly what Zoe had described, down to the missing teeth. The parents couldn't bear staying in the house after Noah died and moved away immediately, selling to a family who renovated extensively. That family never mentioned anything unusual. They were probably keeping it from us so we could still buy the house. The final proof came when Zoe started drawing pictures during quiet time, page after page of the same figure, a boy with curly hair, missing teeth, and rocket pajamas. When I showed her Noah's school photo from the newspaper, she nodded matter-of-factly. "Yep, that's him. He likes my drawings. He says he hasn't seen new pictures in a really long time." We didn't move or call priests or ghost hunters. Instead, we simply acknowledged Noah. Now Zoe says goodnight to both her stuffed animals and Noah every evening before coming to sleep in our room. "Good night, Noah. Take care of my room tonight. Make sure no monsters get in." And honestly, Ryan sleeps better when Zoe tells Noah to help keep watch over our whole family. Sometimes, I even catch her leaving him little things, stickers, drawings, once even a juice box, like she's sharing her world with someone she trusts completely. Whatever Noah was searching for, I think he's found it here. Not just peace, but purpose. And maybe, in her own quiet way, Zoe gave him a reason to stay a little longer. But one night, Zoe whispered, "Noah says goodbye. He doesn't need me anymore." And she never saw him again.